everybody. I'm your host, Tom Foolery.
And I'm Clive.
And these are the 2020 Quarantine Olympic Games.
Oh, that's right, Tom. Today we have a special treat for all of you. We have 4 star-studded athletes all in their emotional, physical, mental, spiritual primes, duking it out for this red leather piece of beltery coming straight from the dwarven mines of Casmodan. Ain't that right, Tom?
That's absolutely correct. And with that, let's kick it to Dave and Aaliyah, who met with the competitors earlier today.
Hi, I'm Dave, and I am here with Jack, the leader of the green team, and he's going to introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm on the green team, and I'm introducing myself. I am 6'5", 250 pounds, full of muscle, and I just had breakfast this morning, and I'm feeling great. I had eggs and sausage, and it was full of protein. You got to salt your eggs and put pepper on them, and they're really good. You got to have orange juice at every meal. It just really completes it. Just puts the cherry on top of the ice cream. But, I didn't eat ice cream for breakfast. That's silly. Why would you eat ice cream for breakfast? Although I have before. Our freezer didn't work. It shut off. And so we had to eat ice cream for 3 meals in the day. It was really unfortunate.
Why do you think you're going to win the quarantine games?
I'm just out here, ready to make friends and have fun talking to people and hopefully, just getting to meet new people.
Hello, I'm Aaliyah Joseph, and I am here with Monica, part of the blue team. So she's going to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Monica. I'm the blue team. I'm so excited to be here. This is just so fun. I'm so glad I'm glad I'm a part of this, and I can't wait to start.
Monica, why do you think you're going to win?
I don't know if I'm going to win, but I'm just trying to have a positive attitude, and that's my game plan going into this.
I'm here with David, leader of the red team. He's going to introduce himself.
Hello, I am David. I am the red team.
Why do you think you're going to win the quarantine games?
I mean, honestly, I think it's my motivation. I'm here today doing this for my mom, and none of these other people, they don't have that same motivation, and it's just all for my mom,
That's awesome.
I'm here with Jordan Lemons, the leader of the yellow team, so she's going to go ahead and introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Jordan Lemons. I just came from CrossFit, a little bit sweaty, but I'm just really ready to beat everyone else and then head on over to my next CrossFit, do some yoga, go to bed and wake up and do it all over again.
Jordan, why do you think you're going to win the quarantine games?
Because everyone else is bad. I definitely have what it takes and I will win.
Wow, that was something else. What do you think of that, Clive?
Well, I gotta agree with you. It was something else. And I would just like to get your opinion, Tom, so far on some of our contestants. Why don't we start off with Jack?
Well, Jack, his brain, it seemed to be everywhere but where it was supposed to be. I mean, he was talking about ice cream in his freezer, and we were competing in a highly physical competition, and I don't think I asked about his ice cream, if I'm honest.
I don't remember any of us asking. None of us cared to know. Jack was one competitor. I think there was also Monica. In my opinion, loved her attitude. She's really a go-get-'em kind of girl, but she's seeming kind of soft, seeming kind of weak, and I don't know if she has what it takes to win these games.
Speaking of soft, what kind of motivation is your mom?
Completely.
David Pio, simply, is going to lose.
Yeah.
This man does not have the spirit to win. He is going to lose. He is going to cry about it, and he's going to lose.
He's a weakling and a softie, and none of us are shocked. Actually, none of us are shocked he's here, but we're all shocked he made it. Thought he would have broken his legs in on the doorway. I don't know.
Did I mention he's going to lose? Anyways.
Final competitor was Jordan Lemons. What do you think about her?
Well, she's very confident, and, I am very intimidated by her.
Yes, but twice the pride, double the fall, and we'll see how she handles, when life gives her lemons.
Oh, that's pretty good, Clive.
Yeah, I know it was. Thanks for letting me know.
All right, well, this is the 2020 Quarantine Games. Who you got indeed. So you guys will have an opportunity to vote for who you think will win in the chat below. And if you get it right, you will be entered into a drawing to win some pretty epic prizes.
That's right, Tom. And to begin the quarantine games, we have our first event called the Whale Run. It's an event of biblical proportions. You all remember that great story of Jonah, who just had to get to Nineveh and he didn't want to, so he got swallowed by that big old whale. Well, in this game, contestants have to run an obstacle course and get the whale named Winston to the end of the, finish line. And to begin, we have our lovely, lovely assistant. We like to call him Janitor Star Trek Steve, running the course. So let's go see what he was up to.
And the game starts a little something like this. So you want to start with the ladder to heaven.
Oh, and right after the ladder of heaven, you got to do the good old crawl through the narrow path, because that is salvation. It's on a narrow path.
Of course. You don't want to die. You don't want any dying happening here.
No, and if you get a little bit tired, just a little itty bitty tired, you have to take a Sabbath and just take a rest. And after that, leap of faith.
And you make sure to avoid the sin sticks. Those sin sticks can be pretty brutal.
Never hit sin. And then right after, we got to roll away the stone. You just got to belly roll all over it, just like Jesus might have done.
Oh yeah, and thankfully those stones were rolled away, because next up is the salvation shuffle.
Yes, sir. You got to shuffle your way to salvation, bringing Winston with you the whole way, and pretty soon you're right there at Nineveh. And let's see who is up first. We have, look at that, Ice Cream Boy, also known as Jack of the Green Team. What's he going to do?
Let's see how he approaches this.
Stairway. Oh, it's a good climb. He's going straight to the narrow path of salvation.
All right. He is taking his time on this part of the obstacle course.
I'd like to tell you I'm surprised, but I'll be honest, I'm not. Look at how the chairs move. I think that might as well be a penalty, but, we don't do penalties here because, he is launching a chair. Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Winston's getting crushed as we speak, so I apologize to that whale.
Yeah, that is not how you want to do the salvation tunnel. It's a narrow path indeed for this man.
Maybe that 250 pounds of muscle isn't working out for him under those chairs.
No. Oh, and he takes the leap of faith. Oh, and he falls, and he failed the faith. No faith, apparently. Oh, but look at that. The sin sticks were a successful trip.
Looks like he's perfect.
And he's rolled the stone.
Stones.
And he kind of fell. Yep, he is just going at it. And salvation shuffle, what do you think of this?
Yeah, well, hopefully he makes it to salvation, because right now he's kind of in some lingering middle ground right now. I'm not sure.
Yes, indeed. Oh, he is struggling with the shuffle, and he is hitting the whale. Wow, that is not what you want to do.
The seconds are just ticking by, and all I have to wonder is what his strategy and endgame is in this whole plan.
Maybe if he had a better meal this morning, he would have done it. He did finish, but it was a very poor one at that.
All right, and next up we have Monica. So let's see how she approaches the stairway to heaven. First she throws the whale, and she is up, and she is ready.
She's going straight into the narrow is salvation tunnel. Let's hope she has better luck than Jack did, but that's not too hard to do.
So far so good. She's whittling through at an astronomical pace.
Completely. The quickest we've seen so far. She's approaching the leap of faith. How's this going to go? Didn't even take a leap. She just vaulted it. A complete vault of faith.
Let's see if she's a sinner. And she's a sinner.
Wow! She has hit a sin stick. That tells us a lot.
All right.
Straight over the she has missed one of the boulders. I don't know how Jesus would feel about that if he was still in the tomb.
Yeah, I mean, if the stone was still there, that would put a pretty big hindrance on the whole plan, wouldn't it?
It would. In the salvation shuffle, she's going at a steady pace. She lost one of her knees, but she is back at it. Let's see how she finishes. Oh, she's hitting the whale again.
We've got some people fond of hitting animals in this competition.
No surprise there, but let's see. Blue team has finished. And next up we have Mama's Boy. Let's see how David approaches this obstacle. He's just launching himself over the ladder. Wow, there he goes, right into the tunnel of narrow salvation. See how he does with that.
He looks like he's enjoying himself, just kind of the same face that you get with maybe a 5-year-old throwing a ball back and forth with his dad. Just a simple joy, yeah.
Yeah, and as he approaches the sin sticks, he is still smiling. Not a surprise there. Oh, and he has taken the rocks, the boulders. Wow, that was a trip he's had a great pace though. Got to give him credit. He's clinging hard to Winston over there. Wow,
they're best friends over there.
They are best friends. David loves Winston. It's as if it's his child and he's the mother in this circumstance.
Yeah, you might say so.
And as the salvation shuffle nears an end, I think David so far is the best time as Winston is now at Nineveh. What a run by young David.
All right, next up is Jordan. If I were the other contestants, I would get in the fetal position in the corner and cry because she is terrifying. Look at the energy she's coming out the gate with.
I'm surprised she hasn't actually already torn the obstacle course apart and just, made something new with it. Strikes me as her personality.
She's being very careful in this tunnel, respecting the course, respecting the creation of our janitor.
She launched Winston with her superhuman strength, no surprise there. But she has taken her sweet time in this tunnel.
And she better pick up pace quick, otherwise she's going to be in trouble here towards the end.
There's a big disadvantage if you do not do well in this first event. Let's see how she handles the leap of faith.
Wow. And the CrossFit comes in handy as she just topples over the leap of faith.
The sin sticks are no match for her lethal dosage of, just whale.
It looks like she's not even close to the same amount of sinner as Monica.
No, not at all. And the boulders, well, it was a bit of a struggle there, but she has made it through straight onto the salvation shuffle.
She's just keeping peak form through this entire course. Just staying focused.
This is where her yoga's coming in right now, and this is an important part of the event, and I think she's at a severe advantage here.
I agree completely, Clive. And she's almost there. She's trying to finish strong. She didn't throw the whale far enough, though.
She got stuck on Winston. Yeah, that was a time loser right there. But let's see how she does, and she has made it to Nineveh. Wow.
Wow, that was spectacular. Now back to Dave and Aaliyah.
All right, we're here with Jack. Jack, what was your downfall in this first game?
Well, I just ate, this morning. I had, the eggs and the sausage, but I also had city barbecue right before I came out here, and I just got a little bit bloated, a little bit chubby, I mean, it happens sometimes. I really, get a lot of weight, and I haven't been working too much, like working out, so I kind of have a lot of fat on me right now, but I don't know, it just slowed me down a little bit.
So, Monica, how do you think that you did in the first event?
I'm feeling really good. All that I know is I'm not in last place, so I think that's a good start.
We're back with David. And David, why do you think you did so well in your first game?
Honestly, I think it's just a level of commitment. I'm willing to risk my health. I scraped my knee over there on those balls when I fell. But every drop of blood I spill, it's just for my mom, so that makes it all worth it.
Jordan, that run was incredible. How did you do it?
I just was me. I could easily beat anyone, so I just was like, you know what, Jordan? Just do it. It's easy.
Great mindset.
And we are now on to the second event. It's 5 loaves and 2 fish, based off that classic Bible story where Jesus is feeding the masses. Now our contestants are going to have a minute to run around the arena and find as many pieces of bread and 2 special fish, which are worth some bonus points, as they can. We'll tally up the total at the very end. Let's get to it.
All right, so we're starting off with David, and he got a fish already, right out of the gate.
Yeah, he's going to need that protein to build some muscle if he wants to win this competition. Look at him, he's just getting bread as he goes. Wow.
One thing I can't appreciate is the smile that he maintains on his face this entire time.
He is a happy young lad, that's for sure. Glad he's got that going for him as he collects more and more bread. He's doing pretty well. I hope the weight of the bread doesn't just break his bones, but we'll see.
He's breaking into a steady jog, looking under the TVs, nothing there. He's got an idea.
He's got a good eye for this. He's very exploratory in this one.
And there he goes, onto the stage.
I don't think he had any luck up there. No, he did not. He is just looking. Wow, he is not giving us any content, but that's okay. He's running out of gas.
Honestly, I'm mesmerized by this performance. I couldn't have expected anything much better.
That's the second fish. He is a 2-fish bingo. Wow, there he goes. As he continues on the task, time's running out. He's trying his very best. He's looking around. He is just lost, though.
I think this is pretty much going to give us a conclusion as David gathers his bread. He got 2 fish.
Strong start by David Pio, especially after that last contest. He is doing very well in the beginning of this quarantine games. There we have it. His time is all about out. He is done. Great job, David. And next up, we have Jordan Lemons, and right away, she pulls the first fish, and she is out there in a nice brisk jog. All the time at CrossFit, like we mentioned earlier, is doing her well, and she is just gathering bread instantly. She is just picking it all up. She has a nose for this stuff, it seems.
Seems like she was pretty much born for this, Clive, and she's searching, grabbing as much bread as you could ever think to find. And doesn't seem like she's missed too many spots so far.
No, she makes her way to the second fish. She, like David, is a 2-fish bingo. Good for her. And she is, instead of going to the stage, taking an approach on the back wall. Very interesting strategy. I think it might just pay off for her. David did not have that luxury.
This is true. She found one on top of the mats there. She's looking over by the workout equipment. Has to lift up a little weight for it as well.
Showing that CrossFit strength once again. There it comes out.
And I would be sweating if I were the other contestants.
Wow, she has taken the bread off the sin sticks. A very dangerous, dangerous task is there's sin involved. But
She almost sinned against the Lord himself.
But she did not, and she has a basket of bread in her arms. Look at her go. She is just on the prowl. But I think her time is just about up, and let's see how much she has.
And here comes our third contestant, Monica. She hesitates, picks up her first piece of bread. All right, she's not getting to the fish quite as quickly as our previous contestants, but I'd say that she has the same strength and vigor as some of the other ones.
She's looking a little lost here. She's looking around the stage. She is not having that quick pace. It's not like her attitude. It's very slowed down right now, but she has a good run by the monitors. That was great for her. But let's see what she can do here by the workout equipment. She is wandering around, but I think she's, again, still lost. Monica needs to pick up the pace if she wants to secure the W here. That was a good jump.
That was quite the good jump.
Very athletic, very athletic. She got a nice little loaf of bread she's making down there. But let's see. Oh, she makes her way to the fish. What's going to happen here? Is she going to see it? Is she going to see it? Oh, she sees it. Critical play by Monica Ryer. It was a great move. Blue team is really just proud of her for this one. Man, let's see though.
Stacking up the bread. She's building piles and piles of carbohydrates there in her arms.
Incredible. She is a bread basket. That's what we like to call them. But the question is, as she slows down to the walk and it ends, does she have enough to compete? Is she able to compete with David and Jordan?
That is the question. Once you make the first lap and you don't really know where to go from there, it becomes these critical moments where you try and double check and think about where you haven't been yet.
And she's making some good progress. She's hitting the coat hanger, which is a great find. So there she goes. She has a pretty good bunch right there. But again, we'll have to see if it can hold up to the other contestants. And out of the gate as our last contestant is Ice Cream Boy, aka Jack. And no surprise here, he is already looking awful. Why is he in the sound booth? He's gotten 1, 2. He is just flying by Dave and Aaliyah. Wow.
Now this is a pretty poor tactical decision if I do say so myself.
Look at all the bread he just missed on the coat hanger. This guy is not knowing what he's doing.
Yeah, he's a bit ridiculous. He's entering into the sprint, which seems really good at first.
He's very reckless with it though. He's very reckless. Doesn't know how to pay attention to his surroundings.
This is true. We've got 0 fish so far, and if this were ice cream, I'd say you'd be doing a lot better. But if there's no eggs involved, with salt and pepper, of course.
If it was the foods of his nature, maybe this would be a different game, but he is actually abnormal and can't eat regular people food, so there's no surprise here. He does not have a nose for bread. He has a small stack in his hands. It's very disappointing.
Yeah, I'm really underwhelmed by this performance. Now he's getting into the jog, but he can't seem to figure out his mistakes.
He keeps extending his neck like an animal. I'm not really sure why.
But I get some heavy ostrich vibes from this.
Very big ostrich vibes. Wondering if he's going to spread his wings and start flying, but, it doesn't seem likely. He is on the floor. This man is on the floor. He does not know what to do. That was a horrible run by Jack.
Now we're kicking it back to Dave and Aaliyah to get the competitors' thoughts on the second competition of the day.
We're here with David after our second event. You did very well. What were you thinking throughout?
So I got the first fish right off the bat. I entered and I just looked to my right and I was like, okay, it's right there on the fire hydrant. And then halfway through my run, after I collected some of the bread, I was running around and I just heard a voice coming from my mom. It just resounded in my ears. It was, check the red areas. And I'm like, okay. So I looked around and I saw right there was a fish right there. It's just like my mom. My mom knew. She knew what I needed and she just helped me out. She's watching over me.
We're back with Jordan after our fish and bread game. Jordan, you had a record score of 23 on this event. What was your secret?
I really could just smell the bread in the air, and I smell winning, so it was just the same smell.
So you did very well in the fish and the bread game. What was your strategy?
My strategy was just stay calm, look around, see where everything is, and it worked out.
We're here with Jack after our second event. How do you feel you did in this event?
Oh, I felt like I did amazing. I thought I won it. I mean, I went in and my eyes were set on that bread. I don't really like fish. I don't really know why, but my eyes were set on that bread. That was some good bread, though, must I say. Probably the best bread I've ever had. My mom used to make bread. She'd make French bread. That was always really good. But this white bread, I've never had sliced bread from the store. And, they always say the greatest thing since sliced bread. And, sliced bread is pretty good. I got to give it to them. But, that French bread comes close. Put a little bit of butter on there, warm it up, It Don't put it in the microwave. You don't put bread in the microwave.
Wow. Next up, third event, we have the Kazoo Run. This is based off a wonderful story, aka the Fall of Jericho. Contestants have a kazoo hidden somewhere in the church, and the only hint they get to know where is coffee. So each contestant's gonna have to go and use this hint to find their kazoo of their color, and they're gonna have to play it all the way back into the main arena, and we're gonna see how it goes. Now, a little disclaimer, Miss Lemons of the yellow team is having to run on her own as she has threatened to plow over all other contestants. So we're gonna see how this goes. Let's get to it.
And the hunt begins for the kazoo of their color.
Yes, indeed, and we have all four contestants off on their own pace, and it seems like, Jack is in the lead right now, going straight for where he thinks the kazoo would happen.
Oh, look at Monica. She looks a little bit lost in there. Doesn't look too promising. There goes David, peak running form, hands in front of the stomach, as always.
Surprised he knows how to run. Very interesting, very interesting.
All right, Miss Lemons, there's the CrossFit training.
Just following closely behind, and we have our first three contestants all pretty neck and neck, it seems.
Looks like they're taking the route back to the offices. It looks like there might be some promising locations there for their kazoo of color.
And color, coffee, interesting. Back in the offices, and it seems Brad's office is where the kazoos were hidden. No shock there, as Brad is actually a coffee fanatic, and it's a shame that we had to make the contestants go to that office because no one wants to ever go to Brad's office.
Jack is fiending to finish first. He is sprinting. David is close behind.
And Jordan's also close behind. I think it's going to be a pretty tight finish for those three, but let's see what happens here. There she goes. Jordan's finishing it up.
And at least 3 of the 4 were very close. And
6 hours later.
And Monica's finally rolling around the corner. It has been years of commentating later. You will not hear almost the last 20 minutes of what we said because she has been lost this whole time, but let's see how she goes.
There were really 2 routes for this. There was Brad's office in the kitchen, and she lingered in the kitchen for years.
Now, the reason she stayed there, no one knows. No one knows indeed, but, it was a very poor finish for Monica in this one. That's going to hurt the blue team very badly. And now, for the fourth and final event, the main event some would suggest. This event is based roughly off 2 Kings chapter 2, where, classic story, you have some young lads and they're making fun of Elijah for having a bald head, and you wanna know what happens? A bear comes and mauls them! So this game has been titled Bald Head and Bear, and in this game, you're gonna have contestants running in a circle trying to touch cones. Each cone they touch is worth 3 points. But here's the kicker, they gotta make fun of the bald head before that, and as soon as they do, a bear begins to chase them, ain't that right?
That is correct. And do we have a bald head? And do we have a bear?
I think we do.
I think we do too.
Amazing. So let's get right on and see what happens. Let's see how the bear chases her.
That bear is angry. I've never seen a bear defend a prophet so hard in my life.
Yeah, that is quite the interesting take, but Monica is doing pretty well so far. She's hit 2 cones, she's coming up to her third.
Looks like she's been doing a lot more cardio than that bear has. As the bear starts to catch up because they're bending over for cones, it looks like it's getting close, and that's it for Monica.
Total of 12 points for Monica, great job. Man, that bear is a good-looking bear. No other way to put it. And Jordan gets her first cone.
And she keeps running. She's far ahead of that bear. That bear is struggling. I would make fun of bald prophets every day if I knew that the bear backing them was this slow.
Yeah, that is one take on the matter, but I think the bear's struggling to see because bears have bad eyesight.
Yeah, well, I don't think so.
Well, I do.
Well, that's fine, because she got... Oh, wait, no, she's escaping. I thought she was going to be tagged.
And she got tagged.
Okay, well, a stunning performance. I'm just now starting to think about how weird of a premise this is that we are making a game out of, but, run away.
I assume that's how he interacts with most people he meets, so I'm not really surprised here, as the bear is chasing him. Oh, and it's looking close. The bear's closing in on his target. Let's see how
This
this
is the second lap, and he's doing pretty well. He's about to get tagged, it seems. Maybe he can get one more cone, and he does not
he has
quite
9
make it.
points. Jack is in last place so far. Like he said, he's doing it for his mother. So let's see how he does. Touches a cone. It's going around. It's a good pace he's got started here.
Uh-oh, if he's not careful, he's not going to make his mom proud. That would be a tragedy.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that's probably going to be the case, as I would not be proud of him.
You know, I just saw him look over his shoulder, and that's rule number 1. It makes you slow down. He tries to juke, and he does not succeed with 9 points. That's David Neo.
And the judges have tallied up the final score. In last place, with 34 points, we have Jack of the green team.
Yeah, I bet he's wishing that was his ACT score. In third place, we have Monica with 43 points.
Hey, as long as she had fun, we're happy with it.
In second place, we had David with 45 points.
You did not make your mom proud, just letting you be aware of that. And that leaves the final winner with 52 points, Jordan Lemons.
Which is not a surprise to any of us.
We're all terrified.
Well, that concludes our 2020 quarantine games. For those of you who guessed the yellow team, we'll be letting you know about entering into a drawing in the coming days.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next year.
Once again, I'm Tom Foolery.
And I am Clive.
Thank you.